It is illegal to be drunk in a pub. Well, today's Australia Day, so a pretty decent percentage of this country is I think it's pretty widely accepted that this country is looked on pretty strangely by the rest of the world. So I did a bit of research to how strange we can actually be. So here are some weird Australian laws that still exist today. When in drought, don't try and make man-made rain clouds. Under the Rainmaking Control Act of 1967, it's against the law to make rain clouds. The making of rain clouds is permitted as long as certain regulations are followed, such as ensuring those employed in carrying out rainmaking operations are qualified. What would you learn at rainmaking school? Just like the rain dance? Step 1, learn the rain dance. Make it rain, girl, make it rain. Done. Step 2, rain happens. Imagine if you were just out in the desert doing the rain dance and then a cop comes and says, "G'day fellas, just wondering if that rain making is regulation. Do you have your paperwork handy?"
"Yes sir, it's right here. As you'll see, everything is in order."
When there is no urinal nearby, you are allowed to urinate on the rear left tyre of your vehicle. Not the right side, not the passenger side, and definitely not the driver's side. It must be the rear left side of your vehicle. Anywhere else is instant lockup. Only qualified electricians can change a light bulb in Victoria or risk a $10 fine. Honestly, cashies have never been more lucrative, because $10 could get you a banh mi Coke and a couple of Springers, or like four Bunnings sausages. It's a bargain. Don't wear hot pink pants after 12 PM on Sundays. You heard the law, fellas. No pulling out your Kylie Minogues for a Sunday sesh. You cannot injure a homing pigeon according to South Australian laws. The same law that makes it illegal to harm this bird is also applicable in Victoria. Although weird, the laws are meant to protect the bird, which is important for distant communication. What sadistic fella is sitting there on his front porch and going... I also heard that it's an $8 fine if you kick a pigeon in Rundle Mall, South Australia, but I don't know if that's true or not. You cannot disrupt a wedding or a funeral in South Australia. This law is inscribed in the Summaries Officers Laws, and it states explicitly that breaking this law would land you in jail. Well fellas, no more pulling Shrek 1s. You cannot possess over 50 kilograms of potatoes in Western Australia. This law is one of those that were created nearly a century ago and has been enforced by the Potato Marketing Corporation. According to recent news though, the law might not be around for long, as there are currently steps towards repealing it. And I bloody hope so too, because when I'm pulling manies with my boys and then I decide to go to the shops to get some hot chips and a Calippo, I want to be able to bring my 50 kilogram sack of potatoes with me. If you happen to go to a bar with a horse in Australia, the bar should feed and water your horse. This law does not explicitly say what the feed should be, however. If you've got a horse or heese, make sure you bring it to the pub next time you go down there, because the good man behind the bar is legally obliged to go and feed it and water it. It is illegal to get intoxicated while in pubs in Australia. One of the stupidest laws I've ever heard, but make sure you be careful next time you're at the watering hole. Watering hole. If a person pretends to be a clairvoyant, spiritualist, or medium, and those involved in a reading believe that they are fake, the medium can be charged under the Summary Offences Act with fines up to $10,000 or 2 years imprisonment. For those who pretend to have powers of telepathy or clairvoyance can be charged with the offence. Those who actually can provide the service already knew this. My good mate Matthew Tarrant, calling you out, big fella. You got what you need to be performing all this hocus pocus malarkey? A person who, without reasonable excuse, decides to ring a doorbell or knock on a door is guilty of willfully disturbing another person and can be fined up to $250. I think that one goes without saying, but if you're trying to pull a Billy Madison, you're gonna land yourself $250 poorer, and that's with or without the poop.
He got the shit poop!
A person who opens a farm gate and leaves it open, or in turn closes a farm gate and leaves it closed, is guilty of an offence that can attract a fine of up to $750. So, if you ring and run, and then proceed to open that door and leave it open, that's gonna land you $1,000 poorer. And that's still with or without the poop.
Got the shit poop!
A person who uses indecent or profane language or sings in any indecent or profane song or ballad in a public place or police station is guilty of an offence. Because every time I go to a police station, I just want to launch into Killing of the Name Of by Rage Against the Machine. F you, I won't do what you tell me. And this, without doubt, is my favourite law of them all. In Western Australia, if a fisheries officer believes they need your help to provide any assistance considered necessary and you refuse, you face a $10,000 fine. There is no limit on what that could involve, beyond it being reasonably necessary. They have the power to seize money, fish, fishing gear, or even boats or aircraft they suspect to be involved in any illegal fishing activity. They can also order a train or aircraft to stop, again if they suspect illegal fishing activity, while anyone who provides an officer with a false name faces a $10,000 fine. Literally, the most important person in this country is a bloke that looks after undersized fish. Imagine if you're on the tarmac trying to launch your plane into the sky, because I assume everyone is rolling around in private Boeing 737s, and then a man or woman is at the end of the tarmac just like, "Stop! I'm a fisheries officer." In Australia, the blokes and chicks who look after fish sound like they've got equal to or more power than Donald Trump.
I bloody love it.
Please, sir, who are you?
Me? I'm just a fisheries officer.
Anyways, that's some of the weird laws we've got in this country. Don't be a dickhead on Australia Day. See ya.